We finally got the leaks to the latest chapter of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex chapter 14, and there is a lot that needs to be unpacked from this. However, before we get started into it, I do want to preface that because these are leaks, I personally do not like to cover the fan translations just because there's a lot that can probably be lost between the translation and the official one. So, I would only be talking about what I assume is going on by looking at the pages themselves from the raw scans, but I will not be addressing any of the fan translations. Now, there is a lot that is definitely going on. First and foremost, the thing that has been talked about for the past couple of days, Sakura has finally made an appearance in the Boruto 2 Blue Vortex manga. It has been a very long time since we have seen anything about her, so we're definitely going to see what is going on and try to unpack it. But the biggest thing that is happening in this chapter is the new Shinju, which in my opinion, as you may have seen from the thumbnail of this video, it is not actually Shinki, but it is Gaara himself. Everyone seems to think that it's Shinki just because of the face paintings, but I think Gaara fits a little bit better for this. Let's go ahead and unpack the chapter and make sure to come back in just a couple of days when the full translations, the official translations release, so we can actually look at the full chapter and everything that is going on so we can understand it better. We have Koji in the cover, which honestly was to be expected for him to show up in my opinion. I'm actually surprised that he hasn't shown up in the cover already, just because he has been such a prominent figure for the past couple of chapters, especially the previous one where we basically saw his ability and everything that it does, and how he is pretty much centered right in the middle of the entire story of 2 Blue Vortex, just because Boruto wouldn't have been able to do anything that he has done so far if it wasn't for Koji's help. Now, Boruto is captured, and for those of you that don't remember, they placed some cuffs on him that were created by Amado's scientific ninja tools that basically seal all of the chakras so that Boruto is not really able to do anything or get out of it. Quite honestly, my impression was that Boruto wasn't going to be very helpful when it came to this, since they probably won't believe anything he has to say or listen to him. And judging by how much talking Konohamaru is doing, that seems to be the case. However, the elders that are there, how are they still alive? These two have been there for a long time, and I think it's about time that they take a permanent nap, but I'm not going to say much more regarding those two. Amado being part of the picture once again is what surprises me the most, and I definitely want to talk a lot more about that once we understand everything that is going on with him. Now, as I stated, finally, Sakura has made an appearance in the Boruto 2 Blue Vortex manga, which only leaves us with the one question: where is Kakashi? But I'm sure he will show up eventually. Now, Sakura seems to be pretty much taking care of things at the hospital, and in my opinion, it's likely the reason why she hasn't shown up. We need to realize that even though Boruto has been going on for 14 chapters, everything that has been happening there has only been a span of a couple of hours. And even though for us it seems like a very long time just because we get a chapter monthly and it's been 14 months of this, the entirety of 2 Blue Vortex has only been a couple of hours worth of events. So because Konoha is being attacked, there really is no reason to call a medical ninja to the front lines. That is probably my guess why we haven't seen much of Sakura up until this point, just because there hasn't really been a need for a medical ninja to be at the front lines. Now we see her at the hospital trying to help Inojin, but I guess Himawari decided to save him, so that's why he's still here. On the other hand, Damon and Ada and Kawaki are having a conversation, and from the looks of it, Ada is basically just telling Kawaki everything that is going on with Boruto since she is using the Senrigan, and I'm very excited to see what is going on in the conversation just because Damon seems to be his usual giddy person that is messing with Kawaki, and Kawaki being the emo teenager that doesn't like anybody. So I can't wait for the official translations just to see exactly what is going on here. Now, it seems that Boruto has been cooperating a lot more because it looks like not only Amado has joined the conversation, but that they're also talking about Jura or the Shinju in general, and maybe they're just showing Jura just to show what the Shinju are. This is what I hate about the leaks, that the conversations going on seem to be very interesting and are obviously very important to understand what is happening. So I hate that I have to speculate so much, but I just don't want to go off of fan translations just because I could go off and specifically think of something that is going on, but the fan translations completely got it wrong and they might not help the situation at all. Now, Ibiki, of course, is going to do his thing, be an interrogation guy and all. He's going to start beating up Boruto in order to make him cooperate and get the information that he needs out of Boruto. Likely because of the fact that no matter what Boruto says, they just want to know what happened with Naruto, or rather Boruto paid the price since he is supposed to be the one that killed Naruto. Now, here is where it gets interesting. Mitsuki shows, and Shikamaru seems to have a conversation with him, judging by the type of character that we all know Shikamaru to be and what he knows. My guess is that he told Mitsuki to free Boruto without actually telling him to free Boruto, because we know that Boruto already implanted the seed of doubt inside Mitsuki. Now he goes into the room and pretends like he is gonna beat up Boruto, but instead goes into Sage mode and then frees him. Boruto uses that chance to escape with the flying Raijin, not without picking up his drip first, which was actually a very funny interaction in my opinion, that he decided to just go and pick up his clothes immediately after he was freed. I completely understand the fact that he wants to pick up the sword just because it used to belong to Sasuke and all that, but the cape too. Then Mitsuki and Shikamaru exchange a piece of paper, and now we're going to get to the most interesting part of the entire chapter. Kankuro is reaching out to Shikamaru all the way from the village hidden in the sand, and it doesn't sound like it's anything good. We get a shot of the new Shinju immediately after Kankuro is done talking to Shikamaru, a massive guy, a giga chat to be honest. At least from the looks of it. Whom judging by the leaks, this is the one and only leak translation I will address. His name is Ryu, which is the kanji seems to translate to grain, like a grain of sand. Befitting to the person that we're going to be talking about, but I firmly believe that this is actually Gaara and not Shinki. Let's be honest, Gaara has a history of getting caught, okay? We can't deny that, because it has happened before. And I understand that everyone thinks that it's Shinki just because of the face paintings and all that, but I think it fits the face of Gaara way more than Shinki. Not only is the facial features, but also the haircut. And as someone else mentioned in one of my comments in my TikTok video that I posted this morning, the eyebrows as well fit Gaara. The fact that Kankuro is the one reaching out to Shikamaru, the fact that the Shinju looks so much like Gaara, the hair, unfortunately. Maybe it's just me being in denial because I just haven't been able to think that it is Shinki since we got the previews last month and the other chapter. I would definitely love to hear your thoughts, and make sure to be back in a couple of days for the full chapter review once we get the official translations. Thank you guys for everything. Make sure to sub, like this video, comment your thoughts, and let me know what you think, because I 100% believe that this is not Shinki and we're talking about Gaara being turned into a Shinju.